Hi, I'm Kylie, and this is What's in Your Cat Food. This is going to be a quick look at different types of canned cat food, the ingredients that are in them, and what's good and what's bad, and what you should be looking for. First thing we are going to, by the way, if you haven't watched my video on dry cat food, I would suggest you do that. That introduces myself a little bit, why I did this, how I know what I know, and just a little bit about everything, so I would suggest taking a look at that real quick. Anyways, the first thing we're going to look at is Friskies. Friskies canned food. This is poultry classic pate canned cat food. We're just going to look at one thing. We will look at there's different things. Let's look at, if you look at mixed grill, now when you look at any cat food, dry or wet, first 5 ingredients are super important. Wet food, I'd say really it's more like first 2 ingredients, but they still say first 5 ingredients. In wet food, you want absolutely no byproducts, no meal. There's no need to have meal in wet food. And no, there's absolutely no need for anything like corn, rice, nothing like that. So it really shouldn't be in there, and if it is, it should be super low on the ingredients. So we'll look at Friskies. I'm just going to have a look at mixed grill first, which is meat byproducts. They don't even tell you what type of meat you're getting. It could be chicken, it could be pig, it could be, who knows. Water is sufficient for processing, which means they dehydrated the ingredients, which means they're super processed. And that's why they needed to add water. Usually that's what it means. Also, if that's on the list, you're paying for water. You can give your cat water for much cheaper than that. So generally you want to avoid water. But if it's there, that's not a huge thing. It's not like it's unhealthy. So water is sufficient for processing. That's the first 2 ingredients. Poultry byproducts. Liver. Don't tell you what type of liver. And chicken. So, here's what we think so far on the mixed grill. Meat byproducts is the first ingredients. Big no-no. Definitely, right off the bat, I wouldn't feed this meat. Byproducts shouldn't be in there at all. Water is sufficient for processing. That will never make me not buy a product, but I don't want to be paying for water, so it's a strike against it. Poultry byproducts. Again, it's a byproduct. Shouldn't be in there at all. Liver, that's okay. I have nothing against the liver. And chicken, I have nothing against chicken. I'm actually a little surprised to see chicken in there. And then real quick we'll look at poultry platters is slightly better. Turkey, which is great. It doesn't say byproducts or meal. And the next thing is poultry byproducts, not good. Water sufficient for processing, meat byproducts, and liver. So poultry platter is better than mixed grill, but in general, Friskies, which is 45 cents a can generally. At least that's what it says at PetSmart. Not great. This is for a 5.5 ounce can. Next thing we'll look at, which is another common brand, is Fancy Feast. We're looking at Fancy Feast roasted gourmet cat food, which it has 5 out of 5 stars on here. So a lot of people think Fancy Feast, ooh, that's great cat food. Sorry to burst your roll, but no, it isn't. Alright, so we're going to look at the first one, roasted turkey feast gourmet cat food. Sure, sounds great. First ingredient, poultry broth. Nothing really wrong with that. I would prefer they specify what type of poultry it is, but okay. Turkey, that's great. I'll take it. Liver, that's great. And then the next ingredient is where it starts to go downhill. Meat byproducts. And then the next ingredient is wheat gluten, and that's the first 5 ingredients. Wheat gluten shouldn't even be in there at all. That's a filler. And then the meat byproducts, definitely not a good thing. The other 3 ingredients are pretty good, so Fancy Feast is a little bit better than Friskies, but generally it's still not worth your money. And this is 55 cents for a, it doesn't list the cans. Okay, there we go. 3 ounces. So for 3 ounces, it is 55 cents. So it's more expensive than the Friskies by a lot, and it's really not worth it. Next thing we're going to look at is Science Diet, because I know everyone, thinks Science Diet is wonderful. Again, sorry to burst your bubble, but no, it isn't. Science Diet is 75 cents for a, they don't list what size? 3 ounce can, there we go. Okay, so we're going to look at chicken. Water. definitely shouldn't be the first ingredient. If it's in there, again, as I said, usually that means they overprocess the food and they have to put moisture back into the food. Not great. Definitely shouldn't be first ingredient. Chicken, that's not bad. Turkey giblets, not the greatest, but it's not bad. Meat byproducts, not good. And liver. Again, they don't tell you what type of liver. Who knows what it's coming from, but there we go. So those are the first 5 ingredients, and all in all, it's really not that bad, but it's definitely pretty bad. I mean, byproducts are in there. They don't even tell you what type of animal it's from. And, you know, there's water as the first ingredient. Not great. And then if you go on to read, there's cornstarch, wheat flour, soybean meal, corn gluten meal, you know, all kinds of things like that. So Science Diet, even though they claim they're wonderful, not worth it. And again, that's 75 cents for a 3-ounce can, which is a lot more expensive than the Fancy Feast that we just looked at, and it's not, it's about the same, honestly, quality-wise. Not worth it. Next thing we're going to look at is Purina Pro Plan, which I looked at this a while ago and I was actually pretty decently impressed with the ingredients. It was better than I was expecting. Not to say it's a good food, but it's better than I was expecting. My cat came to see what I was doing. Alright, real quick, this is 83 cents a can, and it is for a 3-ounce can, so it's more expensive than the other ones. And, I'm looking at a senior one. I'm sorry. Let me see if I can find one real quick. There we go. No. Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. I have this other one. And this is Pro Plan Select, which I'm pretty sure the only difference in it is that it is, I think one's pate and one's sliced or chunks or something. So I think that's the only difference. Anyways, so this is 92 cents a can. Ingredients: chicken, great. Poultry broth, pretty decent. Liver, again, I wish they would specify what type of liver, but it's not bad. Fish, that's great. And then brown rice. Filler, not great. And then it goes on to say oatmeal, egg product, guar gum, spinach, sweet potatoes, blueberry, blah 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 blah, and a bunch of vitamins. So it's decent. Actually, as I said, I was surprised. I wouldn't pay this much for something of this quality. It's really not that great, but it's not bad, actually. If you have to go with if you want to go with a brand you know, which I would not recommend because the brands you know are not that great. They spend all of their money on advertising instead of research and quality ingredients. So, but you know, as far as common brands go, Purina Pro Plan canned cat food is really not that bad. Now, as I said, in the other video, if you have cat with urinary problems, you want to look for magnesium and ash. This has an ash of 3% and doesn't list the magnesium. So, I don't remember what the other ones were. Let me see here. Let's look at Science Diet real quick. Does it say the ash? This is the magnesium of 0.022%. It does not list the ash. Fancy Feast is ash is 2.7, so not much more less than 3%. Friskies, ash is 3.5, getting a little higher there, and it does not list the magnesium either. But those are things you want to keep an eye on for cats with urinary problems. So the last brand I'm going to look at real quick is the Blue Buffalo Spa Select canned food, which is not my favorite from Blue Buffalo, but again, I'm just doing a general quick review on common indoor cat foods, ranging from not great quality to better quality. So, we'll look at the tender turkey and chicken entree, because I like, as I said in the other review, fish is not that great for cats to eat every day. It's good for a treat, so mainly they should be eating turkey and chicken. So, ingredients here: turkey, chicken broth, chicken liver, and then, I'm going to use that. Turkey, chicken broth, chicken liver, and then the next ingredient is carrot. And it goes on to carrots, sweet potatoes, whole ground brown rice. Again, that's not great, it's a filler. Broccoli, and then we go on to vitamins. So the rice is one of the last ingredients, which means it's not that high of a concentration, but I would still prefer not to see it in there at all. And this is, oh, I forgot to say that. Oh no, I didn't. Okay. This is $1.29 for a 5.5 ounce can. So that's quite a bit more, but the quality is decently better. I will say dry food isn't, it's a pretty big difference with price-wise from the crappy brands to the better brands, but canned food, you might notice it even more. But I will say again, when you buy higher quality cat food, the concentration of the quality ingredients is higher, so you don't have to feed your cat as much of it for them to get the nutrients they need, which also means less poop. Yay! So, there you go. So that was just a quick review on different brands of cat food, what you should be looking for, what you shouldn't, what you should keep an eye out that shouldn't be in there, all that. So I hope it helped, and I hope you'll come back and watch some of my reviews on actual brands. Thanks for watching.